Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the podcast, The Millionaire of the Diamonds. If any of you, it's the first time you're joining us, this is the book we're covering. And once again, it's so clear to me now, Jean-Philippe and Marie-Pierre, exactly what we've put together. Last week, we talked about creative imagination on Friday, and we talked about synthetic imagination. And I realized just last week how important it is when you have the aha moments to activate them, you have to go into what you know already. So when we had this aha moment of, I need to read more, I need to apply more the content I'm reading. So you have this aha moment, right? Which was the podcast. And then it came all together. Well, what are other people doing? And that's where it actually actualizes. So for me, Jean-Philippe and Marie-Pierre, last week was an aha moment for me. Like, I can't believe it. After 4 times I read the book, Thinking We're Rich, I finally got it. Okay. So if you're with us in this podcast, remember, this is not a motivational podcast. It's a transformational podcast. This is where we do it with a lot of intent. You're not going to walk away inspired. You're not going to walk away motivated, but you will walk away transformed. I transform every single time I'm delivering this podcast. So it's all about, who do I need to become to achieve my next success? So this is how it's going to go today before I leave you in the hands of Marie-Pierre. I'm going to share a very powerful concept of this chapter of Essentialism, which deeply influences the way I approach leadership. And I've done it now for many, many years. So I'm looking forward for you to be in the moment more than ever. Jean-Philippe is going to help you. How would I put it, Jean-Philippe? Focus on what matters most right now.
Yes, and explain how we should stay in the present moment.
Exactly. How to stay in the present moment. Am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody? And then Marie-Pierre, well, she's going to confront us to the mirror. Hey, Marie-Pierre, it's that mirror. It's all, the answers are in the mirror. The answers are not with what your parents did or didn't do. Your answers are not with what your teachers did or didn't do. I always say at 18, that's the expiry date for blaming others. Then we need to take charge. So before we dive in, Marie-Pierre, over to you. You're going to want to share this podcast this morning.
Absolutely. So you can share everywhere. So you click on the arrow just beside where you write your comments. So you can share on every social media platform. And you have a text in the comment that you can copy paste when you share, so people understand why they should listen to the podcast this morning. But you will see that when you click on the arrow, you can send it by messenger, by text message. So directly to someone that really needs to hear that. That's the best way to make sure that they will click on the link and listen to the podcast this morning. Then we have our contest, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group, Les Millionnaires des Diamants Inspirational Group, it's a community group, so everyone can post. So every time that you post, every time that you react, every time that you comment, you gain points during the month to be in the top 10 contributor. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 will get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And then we have a draw at the end of each month. So to be in the draw, there's two ways. First, with the boutique Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So every time you place an order, always take a picture and post it on social media. And when you receive your order, same thing, take a picture, post it on social media, and tag Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So use that at Les Millionnaires des Diamants so you can tag and I can see your pictures. And then second way, same thing, picture that you will post and you tag, but with the book Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So you just receive one of the book, you take a picture, you're reading one of the book, again you can take a picture, every day you can take a new picture because one day you do a quiz, you take a picture, you're doing the workbook, you take a picture, you're using an agenda, you take a picture, you're journaling, you take a picture. So you post on social media and always tag Les Millionnaires des Diamants so you will be in the draw at the end of the month. And last thing, if you don't already have your ticket for the next conference, the next one is going to be on April 11th. So if you don't already have your ticket, click on the link to get your ticket. And why not take your ticket for the other two that we have this year? So you don't have to ask yourself, did I do it? Oh, yes, I did it. Oh, no, I didn't do it. Oh, maybe I did it. Okay, no, just do it all at the same time. Take your ticket for April, July, and November. It's going to be 3 different subjects that we'll cover that will help you grow during the year. So click on the link and get your ticket now.
Thank you so much. I just want to show you something. You want to see? Say yes. I'm going to show it anyways. Okay. Ready? Ready? Ready, Jean-Philippe? Look, look, look. How cute is this? How cute.
Hey, Bobo.
Look.
No, T baby.
Okay, come on, guys, all you animal lovers out there. How cute is that? Okay, just thought I'd share. I love my life. I love my life. All right, so let's dive in. Let me begin by saying a huge welcome and hello to James. Good morning, James. Thank you for being here. Matthew is with us. Good morning, Jacqueline. Hey, Jacqueline. Thank you for all the extra knowledge she sends us in post. And remember, Jacqueline is in charge of the group. All right, so thank you again. I want to welcome also this morning Lise, who is with us. Martin, thank you for being here. And hang on, I saw also, wait, I don't want to miss anybody. Sherry, I was looking for Sherry. By the way, Jean-Philippe, Marie-Pierre, number one right now as we speak in team sales. And, everybody's doing phenomenal. So I'm really, really proud of you, Sherry Novak, all right? Louise is with us. So welcome. Yeah, I need to get going with the podcast. Otherwise, I don't stop. Linda's with us. Sorry, I saw a few more, Linda. Okay, so let's dive in right away. If you're leaning in and you're actually taking notes, one of the first notes I would take down is focus. What's important now? Okay, what's important now? And you'll see in that what's important now, there's going to be an acronym you're going to love. Okay, so today we're diving into a concept that looks simple, but I truly believe it's one of the most powerful ideas for success in life and business. And honestly, one of the hardest. I don't think it was one of the hardest back in the days, but today we have so many distractions. Just me being here with you. Got the dogs, because I can, right? And the way we work, I got my cellular, I got my iPads. Maybe you've got the computer, every time you're getting a message, like we are just bombarded with so much external distraction. So one question, just 3 words, you're absolutely going to love this acronym. Write it down. It's called WIN. So what's important now? What's important now? So what's important for me now is my podcast, right? But also to show you my dogs. But anyways, that's done. But the podcast. So right away, I turned off all my notification. Otherwise, I get distracted. So WIN. The acronym is WIN. And when I want you, what I want you to remember is something really beautiful written in the book, Essentialism. It's written, life is available only in the present moment. If you abandon the present moment, you cannot live the moments of your daily life deeply. And I went, I'm saying this at the podcast. I absolutely love this, right? So think about that just for a moment. Most people live in 3 places at once. Maybe that's something else I would write down. Their mind is in the past. Their anxiety is in the future. And their body tries to stay in the present. Well, you have no choice, right? The body is in the present. And this is something I've observed very deeply over the 40 years I've been working in my multi-level marketing business. Just a side note, I was listening to Aaron Worry this morning, and he says, you really want to make it in life, but tell me how many of you are doing 2 things at the same time? Do you really think this business is going to take off while you're hanging on to something else? And it really, really hit home because I knew that's a little bit what we're going to talk about this morning, being totally focused. So after more than 40 years coaching leaders, building teams, and working with thousands of people, I began noticing a pattern about the way people relate to time. People who live mostly in the past often become depressed. Okay. They replay old mistakes, old disappointments, old betrayals, old opportunities they've missed. Their minds become like a movie that keeps replaying yesterday. And the more they live there, the heavier their energy becomes. You feel it when you're around them. It's not that they are bad people, but their focus is so stuck in what was instead of what is possible now. Now, you all have people like that. I have people like that. And eventually they end up leaving the business. Like, you can't start a conversation with, it's not the same as it used to be. Very, very hard. Okay. And then you have those that are completely the opposite group, the people who live almost entirely in the future. Their minds their mind is always running ahead. What am I doing tomorrow? What am I going to do this weekend? What's happening next month? What if it goes wrong? What if it doesn't work? And what happens with these type of people? They become highly anxious. Their mind never rests. Even when they are sitting in a beautiful moment, their brain is already somewhere else. And honestly, I have Yasmin, my daughter. I mean, I wish she would listen to this podcast. That is like that. She stresses me out. Like, we're Monday and she's already wondering what we're going to be having on Saturday. Like, it's such an uneasy feeling to be around people that are anxious, and there's nothing I can do as a parent. She needs to bring herself more peace. They need to bring themselves more clarity and strength, and that's when you're going to be able to take control of you. So, what's the story behind the WIN acronym? I really love that because in the book of Greg McNow, he shares the story of Larry, the legendary coach of the high school rugby team, the rugby team. Now, listen carefully to his over 36 years, what he said to his team every single time. 418 games, they lost only 10, and they won 20 national championships. When people asked him the secret to winning, he answered very simply, "We always win." So I'm reading this and I'm going. But he wasn't talking about the scoreboard. He was talking about something much deeper. For his team, WIN, WIN, stood for one question: what's important now? The question guided every player on the field. Not next week, not the final score, but the championship, just the championship. What is important now? Why this question is so powerful? Imagine a player who just made a mistake. Most people would replay the mistake in their mind. They would think, I shouldn't have done that. I messed up. Now we're going to lose. But what does he do instead? What it does instead, it steals the focus off the next play. Larry taught his players something different. Instead of reliving the mistake, ask the question: win. What's important now? Is it the mistake? Absolutely not. It's the next play. And just for all us people out there listening, including myself, I've made many, many mistakes. And the thing is to turn the page. You got to turn the page. When we make a mistake, you know what it does, guys? It reminds us we're human. See, that's what it does. Okay. We're all human. No one is perfect. And like the story of the rugby players, we need to remind ourselves of that. The discipline of the present moment is where we need to be at. Because if we're not in the present moment, nothing happens. So I'm going to leave you in the hands with Jean-Philippe, who's actually going to take you to the next level so you can anchor yourself instead of continuing to multitask. And don't forget, Marie-Pierre is going to put you in front of the mirror. So Jean-Philippe, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Maria. And as you said, like our podcast is transformative. And this concept, okay, today is so important to help you transfer because maybe you are that person that live in the past or live in the future. So we want to look at the principle that there is only now. So our lives is so hyperactive, okay, and it has accelerated in the past few years, especially with technology. So we spend our time replaying our past mistakes. Okay. We're stuck like, a scratch CD that is getting like started over and over again. Or you getting anxious, as Maria said, okay, by anticipating what will come tomorrow in a few weeks. And in the meantime, the present slips away from you. So it is an art, and this is what we want to help you today understand why it is so important to live in the present moment. Well, to understand that, there is two concepts of time, and this come from the ancient Greeks. Okay, they had two words for the word time. Okay, the first one is chronos. Okay, like chronometer. Okay, so this means times that passes. Okay, it's the ticking clock, the minutes that we try to maximize. Okay, it's the time of productivity, schedule, efficiency. So you know when you're doing like some technical task, this is chronos. Those are important things that needs to be done and needs to be accomplished in a certain period of time. Okay, the second word that they use for time is kairos. Okay, it's the qualitative time. It's the opportune moment, the instant when you are fully present, which means appreciating the moment that you are in, looking at the person, okay, see the person in their eyes, hearing what they have to say, be present in my mind with what, yes, I want, but what can I do right now? So, essentialists don't try, okay, to escape Chronos, but they learn to live in Kairos. And this is the shift, okay, that needs to happen. And in a few minutes, you will see how you can do that with Marie-Pierre. So just to give you an example, okay, it comes from the author. So he recalled a lunch with his wife, okay, and in the middle of a busy day work, they usually spend their time talking about what just happened and what will come next. And at some point, they were feeling that they were not enjoying the moment. And they say, let's experiment something. Yes, we are there to talk about what happened and things that we won't like to do in the future and what will be our vision. But let's just take the present moment. Let's have a part of our dinner that is just be there and talking together. No strategy, no family planning, just being there. And what they did realize it in that section, they appreciate much more their dinner, okay? Their breath, okay, was actually slower, and they feel that they were enjoying much more the moment. And what happened is when they did talk about what they need to improve and their vision, they were becoming more fluid, focused, and joyful. So this is not magic, is what we call the total focus effect on what matters right now. Okay? Because a lot of people will actually think that they can multitask and multifocus. Okay? And there's a difference between the two. Okay? Multitasking is, example, I'm washing the dishes and listening to a podcast. We can all do that, and that's okay. It's about maximizing this, maximize your time. Oh my god. Okay, and also listen and feed your brain. Okay, and no, it won't necessarily means that you will retain every information that's in it, but you can do that. But when you try to multi-focus, which means concentrate your attention on multiple important things at once, this is when it becomes dangerous. Okay, let's say that you're trying to have a conversation, an important conversation with somebody, but that person is always disturbed by their notification on their cell phone and try to manage also another important conversation somewhere else. Well, obviously, here the brain cannot. Okay, and this is what is so important to understand, that we can't do that when it's something important in the present moment, and when the person in front of me is important, I need to spend my entire focus on it, because multi-focus is an illusion. Multitask it is when you don't are with somebody, and especially giving their fully attention. So concretely, okay, what is an essentialist mindset? The non-essentialist has a mind that spins in circle. He's dwelling on the past and anticipating the future. And the essentialist, okay, is grounded in the present. They ask themselves what is important right now. So not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. So that is the theory. But now, to help you understand how you can live much more in the present, okay, I will lead you in the end of Marie-Pierre with her quiz this morning.
Yes, thank you, Jean-Philippe. So it's time to do the quiz this morning, because we realize that most of us don't have that time problem, but we have the focus problem. So we are either replaying the past or worrying about the future, or we are just distracted in the present. So the quiz is not there to test you. It's a mirror to help you see where you are right now. So it's important to answer honestly because it will help you to see how you can come back to the present and stay in the now. So let's start with question number one. So you are working, but your mind goes to the past or the future. So what do you do? A, I keep working but feel distracted. B, I switch task. C, I pause and ask what's important now. Or D, I try to handle everything at once. So again, the goal is not to find what is the best answer because it's easy, but to answer what you are doing right now in this situation. So if you answer A, you are in that passive distraction. So you are aware that something is off, but you continue anyway. So you want to train yourself to interrupt this pattern because the moment that you notice that distraction, you want to stop and redirect your attention deliberately. If you answer B, you are escaping through movement. So switching tasks gives you the illusion of progress, but it actually prevents completion and deep focus. So instead of switching, you want to stay and re-anchor. Again, what deserves my attention right now? If you answer C, now you are in the intentional focus. So you are practicing that awareness and redirection. So you want to make this an automatism. So you that every distraction will become that cue to return and anchor. And if you answer D, you are in the overload behavior. So you try to do everything that will increase your stress and then reduce your effectiveness. So you want to replace everything with one thing. So focus is built through that reduction. Question number two. So you feel that you are pulled in many directions. So what do? A, I start doing something quickly. B, I do multiple things. C, I will stop and breathe before deciding. Or D, I ask other people what to do. So if you answer A, you are in the reaction mode. So you act faster to relieve that pressure, but without that clarity. So speed without this direction will just create chaos. So slow down first. If you answer B, you have that fragmented focus. So you divide your attention and it weakens your result across everything. So you want to recognize that doing many things at once will just reduce your impact. If you answer C, you are in the control response. So you use the pause to regain that clarity. So you want to make, again, the pause to your default before any important decision. And if you answer D, you are in the external dependency. So you rely on others to decide your priorities and that will disconnect you from your own judgment. So you want to start building your internal decision making by asking yourself first. Now, question number three. So you have many tasks to complete. So do you A, try to do everything? B, you choose the easiest task? C, you identify the one most important task? Or D, you delay starting? So if you answer A, you're in the business without direction. So you equate activity with progress. So you want to reduce your list and that prioritization will mean deciding what not to do. If you answer B, you are in the comfort driven action. So you avoid difficulty, which will limit your growth and impact. So you want to train yourself to start with what matters most and not what feels the easiest. If you answer C, you are in that strategic clarity. So you focus on impact. So you want to continue asking if I could do only one thing today, what would it be? And if you answer D, you are in the avoidance. So you delay. The delay often comes from that lack of clarity or a fear. So instead of avoiding, define the first small step of this important task and begin now. Question number four. So you feel stress, you feel that stress building in you. So do you A, push through? B, you distract yourself? C, you stop and take a deep breath? Or D, you express your frustration? So if you answer A, you have that force without the awareness. So you're pushing through, and that pushing through will just increase that tension and reduce that clarity. So recognize that the pressure requires a reset and not more force. If you answer B, you are in that avoidance coping. So distraction will delay the issue, but do not resolve it. So you want to return to the moment instead of escaping it. If you answer C, you are in that self-regulation. So you use it in the pause to reset your state. So again, you want to practice this consistently, even when the stress is low, so it won't build up. And if you answer D, you are in the emotional reaction. So you release tension outward, but remain unfocused internally. So you want to channel your emotion into awareness and then action. And last question, number 5, when you are with people that are important for you. So are you A, partially present, B, checking your phone, C, thinking about something else, or D, fully engaged? So if you answer A, you are the divided presence. So you are there physically, but not mentally. So you want to bring your attention fully to that interaction. If you answer B, the digital distraction. So your attention is controlled externally. So you want to create that boundaries for phone use during those interactions with people that matter to you. If you answer C, it's the mental absence. So your thought pulls you away from the moment. So gently bring your focus back to the person in front of you. And if you answer D, that's full presence. So you are aligned with the in your body and mind. So you want to continue practicing that intentional presence. So again, we want to understand that staying in the now is not something that will happen by accident, but it's something that we will practice. So the first thing is that awareness. So now you know exactly how you are in that element. So are you staying in the present, or are you, and do you have that tendency to go in the future or maybe in the past and not staying really in the moment? So fourth thing that we want to remember, number 1, pause. So take the time to pause to give you back that control. A great way to pause for you can be the journaling. So do you journal every morning to give you that moment to pause and really take back control? Number 2, ask yourself, what is important right now? Not tomorrow, not later, but right now, because and when you answer that question, you will stay focused and anchored. Number 3, prioritize. So choose that one thing that truly matter and not everything, just one. So you want to prioritize. And number 4, you want to clear your mind. So clear your mind will be like when you have the tendency to think about the future, write it down. And a great way to make sure that you don't just write it down and forget about it, write it down in your agenda. So you already decide a moment that will be the best for you to go back to that. And if it's to go back to maybe a mistake, because we learn from mistake, but you don't want that. If you are in the moment that you need to stay present, it's not the time to go back and just relieve the mistake, but you can again decide in your agenda, when will I analyze this one that will help me to grow after that? Oh, Maria. Okay, so Maria disappeared, but she's doing something else. So I cannot bring her back. Okay. So again, we want to come back to the now. So the next time that we feel overwhelmed, or it's not the time to speed up, and if you feel stressed, it's not the time to speed up, but to slow down, pause, and choose that will stay in the now. So on that, we wish you a beautiful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.